on there. That was the what you were looking for. Just had to tell a statesman that what do you call it? The seismic nature of the test and whatnot. And we're gonna go ahead and investigate. He said, and investigate. So, all right, we're investigating. So with that, you say, oh, well, you know what? Whatever, right? So, just gonna go by the guidelines and stuff like that. If we're gonna talk about anything, we're gonna talk about the nonsense of what I'm talking about, and that's basically the nonsense of it. And you can't make any logical assumptions of it. You just kind of have to go with what it is, and that's usually what it is. So that's how you do that. And so that's what when you say it is what it is. Okay. Ain't all much more to it. You know what I mean? Let's say you let your right do his own things and whatnots, and be like. It's possible. I mean, we know that much. So, with that, we'll delve into the situations and get into the blogs and whatnots. And what it is we're looking here. And they're like, oh, why don't you just talk about what it is about, what's about, whatnot. And the thing of it is like you want to have a subtopic, have a subsection, have a subtopic. Because what you do is if you replace the starter and a starter solenoid, then what you could do is you could replace the ignition switch. With that, you don't necessarily have to replace it. It's just an added feature. It's like, there's a switch in the house. You mean? That's how you do that. I was querying on what do you call it? I was going live about that, what we talking about, and I said, yeah, that's fine with me. I said, I just said it, to give what it was about, what it was about saying, oh, well, you're providing so much information about this. I just, participate and be like, hey, you know what, I want to just shed light. What do you think about this as a necessity? That's basically all I was asking, really. In addition to what I highlighted about, oh, well, you put out so much information, and whatever sponsors or whatever, what have you. So that's basically it. And then, and I was wondering, in general on Memorial Day too, it's always upon someone to be like, it was asserted that, oh, well, there's so many people looking under. There's too many people. The population is shrinking, and there's so many people looking under only a few entities where to go in leadership and stuff like that. And there's so many people, even though humans on Earth are shrinking in population. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, so on a holiday like this, where Memorial Day means, I believe it means memorial of. Wars and stuff like that. Memorial of soldiers that died in wars and stuff like that. Whereas veterans are veterans of war. Memorials are memorials of memorials. Just in general, of memories of memorials. Whether it be war, casualties of war, war in general, and and stuff like that. So that's how I understand it. But what my tangent was on about it was that I was thinking to myself, I was like, inadequate representations, you might want a representation that gives you more catalyst nature of inspiration to do better and stuff like that and stuff. Whereas like you're looking at a poster child where like I don't know if I want to do that much better. You know what I mean? I might want to just be a late type deal playing for just that as an example. So I just shed light on that idea, and that makes me feel better to say about that because someone said something about the heart only knows violence. Yeah, it does only know violence because when it's at peace, it just doesn't recognize anything and stuff like that. So it recognizes violence, but it not only recognizes it only knows violence. And that was a third idea. I was like, yeah, that's hella true. You know what I mean? So you're not really thinking about like it if like you don't recognize or it's not noticing violence. Whether it be infringement upon your space, mental space, physical space, or whatever violence it may be, and trying to violate you. So that's another thing I was saying. So on with those two things on the holidays, and then like that's basically it. I don't know how much more to it. I don't want to add my dirty laundry to it. I don't want to do that.